Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancee, or A Couple of Cuckoos, chapter 109. When we last left our heroes, the M1 was in progress and going terribly for Nagi and Erika, as no one believed the switch to birth story. And as Nagi and Erika were desperately thinking of something else they could do to win over the crowd again, the guy from the very first episode, who was kind of a creep towards Erika, showed up and was, declared that they must be lying and that Nagi had, corrupted Erika. And as he kept on sort of attacking Erika here, Nagi just decked him and publicly declared himself Erika's fiancé, which was a really cool moment. Good lord, that was good. And chaos broke out. Violence on the stage. The M1 was canceled because of just the chaos. Nagi got suspended. So Nagi goes home and he's sort of freaking out over all the stuff he did at the M1 and how he was so lame, how he failed. Erika came in to kind of cheer him up, and he apologizes. And then Erika kisses him. And they have this oddly calm moment in the aftermath. And then Erika walks out, and it was sort of break down blushing. And that's where we leave off, with that happening, that first kiss. So with that said, let's dive right on into the 109th foul. Your face is totally red right now, Nagi. And our picture here is of Sachi mimicking this fox at a zoo. It's a really good cover right there. I think it's funny. While Nagi was feeling down, he got a kiss from Erika, but the impact on them both was the same. And so we open on Nagi right where we left him 2 weeks ago, flashing back to that kiss. And Nagi's just, was I hallucinating just now? No. And he flashes back to the kiss again and realizes this sensation seared into my soul. It's real. Yeah, it sure fucking is, boy. The softness and the tenderness of her lips. And he just gets more and more, flustered as he sort of flashes back on this moment. And starts rolling over in a panic. His blanket's now getting tied up around him. Wait. Get a grip. And he flashes back to right after as Erika asks, better now? And Nagi comes to something of a realization. It's not quite an accurate one. As he comments, I got it. So that's what it was. And he sighs and takes off the blanket. She was just trying to make me feel better. Okay. I mean, she was. You're not technically wrong there. But there's a reason. She kissed you to try to make you feel better, Nagi. It's because she's into you. But Nagi, not really wanting to deal with all that sort of dithers. I guess things are just different when you're a celebrity that's been all over the world. Not on the cheek, but on the lips. Yeah, again, not how that works. But he looks back at the terrible bowl of porridge she made him. And we cut to some time later. He's, I guess, had it, or he's washing the dish out with not having eaten it. I don't know, it's a little unclear. Seems like he's talking to Sachi here. That's why she did it, right? And Sachi just comments, get real. Sachi? How did you? So yeah, Sachi's not taking any of this shit. I mean, I saw it happen. When my big sister kissed my big brother. Again, objectively, nothing weird going on with that. From a incest standpoint, which I hate as a phrase that's in my lexicon now. But when you phrase it like that, Sachi, it gets a little uncomfortable, which maybe I might be putting too much thought into Sachi here, which is fair, I guess. But might she kind of want to frame this in that kind of way, given her own feelings for Nagi? I don't know. But Nagi is sort of stunned at that. Wah! And Sachi comments, well, I was headed to the bathroom. The door was wide open, and we see she's walking through and she sees all that. Huh? And Sachi just comments, well, I was already wondering when she would pull the trigger. And, Sachi's not dumb. Nagi's a little dense, though. Any questions? What do you mean by that? And Sachi just looks at him, kind of frustrated, and turns away. Nagi's confused, and Sachi goes on, anyway. And she turns back to Nagi. So how was it? Your first kiss with a girl who's not family. I know why we have to have that little addendum there, but it doesn't mean I have to like the fact that we need that little addendum there. But Nagi's just confused. What? In the first place, you never even talked to a girl who's not family, so now that you've been kissed, it's only natural you'd be panicking like this, right? It's a weird bit. You've never even talked to I guess before the series started, maybe that was true. We don't quite know, I guess. Especially because he had that, didn't he have, in that little hero flashback chapter in the middle of the elopement arc, didn't he, have an argument with her in the past or something? So, that's not quite true, though I guess Sachi doesn't necessarily know that. But Nagi protests, hold on now. You keep talking about someone who's not family, but you aren't family either. Fuck off. Fuck off. My first kiss was with you, you know. And Sachi is finally the one in the right here, as she gets upset at that particular line that was in no way needed at all, Nagi. What the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? And she throws Shoba at Nagi, as he deserves, and gets on to him. Gross! You asked in the first place. Again, she was considering herself family in that situation. She didn't really ask. Ew, 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 ew. But then Nagi tells her, besides, it wasn't that kind of kiss anyway. Since I was down in the dumps, she was just trying to raise my spirits. Like an energy drink. He's so dumb. He is so stupid. He's so stupid. I love this idiot. That's just the kind of person Amino-san is. Nothing more, nothing less. And Erika then, barges in. Unclear how much of that she heard. Hold up! Nagi-kun! Nagi turns back. Amino-san? Thanks to you, I'm feeling more or less better now. But Erika stops him. What was that kiss all about? What? Yeah, that was you. That was you, girl. That was all you. And Sachi sort of turns to Nagi, who's just confused. The point that he drops the plate he's cleaning. Huh? And then sort of collects himself. Amino-san, a word, please. And Nagi just presses, you're just going to ask me that? You're the one who started it. And Erika sort of blushes. I know, but I just don't get it, so give me a break here. I mean, okay, so on the one hand, this is a little bit of, harem manga wants to extend its length, and so we're gonna, not go too far into developing their relationship. But also, it's been a recurring theme throughout the series. Yoshikawa was really stressed the fact that these are dumb kids who don't really understand their emotions all that well. And I can sort of, depending on how this scene plays out, I can read this scene like that. Erika's undoubtedly in the wrong to, blame Nagi for anything that happened in that room. Unless you want to blame him for punching the guy, which even then, bit of a stretch. But, it does feel sort of given what we know about these characters, it does not feel too far out of the realm of possibility that they just, that Erika in particular would just be I don't know what I just did. I don't know why I just did what I just did. But anyway, Nagi goes on, what is even going on with you? But then Erika tells them, or asks him, what about you, Nagi-kun? Why do you think I did it? Or maybe there is a bit more maturity. Maybe, this isn't exactly a healthy way of dealing with this. This is not a mature response. But it might be a more mature response than I assumed. She, my initial assumption was that she was genuinely, she kissed him in a moment of passion or something. And now that her head is cool, now that she's cooled off, she doesn't quite know why she did that. Maybe that's not quite it. Maybe it's a bit more in the realm of she's too shy to openly admit why she kissed Nagi. But she still wants to, she wants him to get to the point. It's a leading question. She wants him to get to where she wants him to be or something. And Nagi is just, that's because you wanted to cheer me up. And Erika tells him, that's true. Yeah. And Nagi's sort of confused, thinking, wait, why are we even having this conversation? And Erika goes on, I think you have a point there. After all, I remember thinking that if I left you like that, you would sink into a hole and die. Or maybe I was wrong with my second point. Maybe she is just genuinely kind of confused, trying to work out her own thoughts, which is not the sort of thing I think you often see in a manga. Characters like getting help to work out why they did. Like, has the vibe of a therapy appointment almost. I don't know. Anyway, Nagi goes on. I can't deny that. I mean, you weren't eating, and you kept blaming yourself no matter what I said. So, you know. And Nagi tells her, yes, you don't have to say it. About the kiss, by the way. It seems Sachi saw. And Erika gets up. No way, really? And she looks at Nagi for a minute. And Nagi sort of looks at her. Be careful, would you? Since we're all living under the same roof. Stuff like that can make it awkward to live together and all. And Erika snaps her fingers. That's it! And Nagi's sort of shocked at whatever realization she's had. It's because I saw Sachi-chan do it. Okay. Alright. So at this point, I do believe that, like, Erika is genuinely just as confused as Nagi is here. You know, at this point in the scene, I genuinely believe that Erika is just, like, doesn't understand. You know, she's a 17-year-old girl. She's got, you know, those sorts of pubescent emotions all roaring in her head. Shit's weird when you're a teenager. And this doesn't feel manipulative. I know people like to claim that Erika's a gaslighter, and I absolutely push back against that at every opportunity. I think it's not correct at all. And this especially does feel like she's genuinely a little trying to work it out. Now, I don't think the answer she comes to is actually it, you know. But I do think she believes that it's it. Either way, Nagi's shocked. What? So you're saying that it's all Sachi's fault? Well, yeah, without a doubt. The trigger is when Sachi-chan kissed you. Well, huh? And they flash back to the kiss that I wish we didn't have to see again, and Erika's shocked reaction. Huh? In other words, so long as you could kiss somebody, you would have been satisfied? But Erika corrects him. Not at all. Because I saw Sachi-chan kiss you, I felt that I didn't want her to take you away from me. Instinctively. Okay, this is a lot more openness than I was like I thought, you know, the whole realization of the Sachi thing would be a way to sort of not let the status quo get too far ahead. But no. I mean, like, the status quo isn't going to exactly blow up right here, as much as it might have, as much as I thought it was going to last chapter. But, like, this is a distinctive move. Erika, even if she's not quite admitting, like, her romantic feelings for Nagi, is admitting a feeling of I don't want to say ownership, that's a little dehumanizing, but a form of jealousy that even if she doesn't understand as romantic yet, we, the audience, do understand as romantic. She's getting there. It's very slow steps, but she is getting there. But Nagi's sort of taken aback there. Like, and this line feels a bit like a defense. Like a toy or something. Which is, you know, my impression of that, just because we can't see Erika's face there, there's sort of this sense that, like, she feels like she's maybe overstepped in the previous line, and she's kind of, like, backing off by making everything worse. And Nagi latches onto that last bit. I'm your fiancé, you know? And Erika tells him, and that's exactly what I'm saying. We actually have another 2-page spread here, and they're both kind of, like, none of these are full-on money shots. You know, they're not, like, full-page panels or full 2-page panels. But they are, you know, they are better drawn than, like, they're, like, more detailed than the rest of the panels around them. Like I always say, Yoshikawa is a fabulous artist. She's incredibly talented in just the drawing part alone. Her storytelling chops are, like, no slouch either. But as far as just the pure art goes, she's, you know, incredible. But we cut to some time later, as Nagi's back inside talking to Sachi, and Sachi questions, so, did you get your answer in the end? Huh? And Nagi's in the fridge, yeah, well, I guess. I shouldn't even take you back right now, which is very much a deflection, very much I don't want to have this conversation right now. But Sachi tells him, all right, geez. By the way, And this is our real money shot here. You know, over a page dedicated to this panel. As Sachi looks over, and even from behind, we can tell that, like, Nagi is just full-on blush mode here. Your face is totally red right now, Nagi. Did something happen? Not really. And she walks off. And we cut to Sachi in the bath. In the bath, yeah. Thinking, what's up with him? That face of his. Something totally happened. And we have this weird... Is this panel of 5 rubber ducks in a circle. Is the final panel of the chapter, which is why I'm focusing on this. Because it's a large panel for seemingly insignificant content. As Sachi just says, the day has finally come. What did Erika mean by take him away? Next time, Ama Umi House gets a visitor. Okay. So, let's talk about this final scene. The bath page. The 5 ducks. Because that feels important. That feels like a on-the-nose metaphor kind of thing. Like, if it were 4, you know, it could be Nagi, or Sachi, Hiro, Erika, and I as a sort of romantic rivals, even if I hate including Sachi in that number. But it's 5. So either there's a new romantic rival coming in, maybe this visitor that the blurb talks about, or they're including, or she's including Nagi in the ducks, or... Okay, so for a while, you know, there's been this sense, you know, we've seen Sachi, like, get dinner with Soichiro from time to time, and I don't think anything's ever really come from the fact that, like, Sachi has this kind of weird dynamic with Soichiro. Which I feel maybe could also possibly tie in to that fucking Soichiro line back in chapter 44 about if you just marry Sachi, doesn't everything just resolve itself? Which I hate. You know I hate that line so fucking much. But anyway, maybe somehow, like, maybe the ducks mean nothing. Maybe this is the moment where I go, like, full tilt into overanalyzing a harem manga. But the fact that they're the final panel makes them feel important. It might just be including Nagi. Maybe she's saying we all have to, like, sit down and have a talk about this. I don't know. But, like, it's a weird bit. Especially because, like, the last arc, you know, just 10 chapters ago, seemed to, like, put a long-term pin in Nagi Sachi, if not completely got rid of it outright. And yet we're not, you know, if this is some sort of round table of Nagi's romance right here, then she's not put a pin into it. We're going to deal with it again right now, maybe? I don't know. And there's still this visitor. I think we might have more answers about this once we see who the visitor is. Because, like, it might be Soichiro, it might be some new girl, it might be it might be Hiro, who's to say. The fact that it's vague enough to just say a visitor is a little weird to me, but I imagine we'll get more info on that next week. Anyway, I thought this chapter was a lot of fun. You know, it's very in line with Cuckoo to have this sort of, they're trying to work out their feelings, and they're all very, very bad at working out their feelings. It's a recurring theme of how Yoshikawa writes these characters. That, like, they're trying to work out how they feel, but they're really bad at it, in that way that, like, teenagers are kind of dumb, you know? No offense to the teen audience, but, like, kind of dumb. But yeah, I like a lot of the stuff here. I really love that poolside conversation. It's awkward. It's like, you know, sort of reaching in the dark for any explanation as to how they feel in this moment. Even if those feelings, even if their explanations don't quite make sense, both of them, especially Erika, is, like, trying to work out how she feels about what she's done, why she did it, and maybe she is right in the end. Maybe it is a Sachi thing. You know, it's a result to the kiss back in 96. But, like, I don't know. There's still some mystery going on there. Or not really a mystery, but, like I do believe, like I said, that Erika believes what she says. But I'm not quite sure that she's right. Like, I don't think it's just Sachi. Maybe Sachi was, like, a catalyst, but it's not just as simple as Sachi. You know, she has these she's had these feelings for Nagi for you know, at least, like, I think we first got it officially confirmed around the time I showed up, like 40 chapters ago. And even if she's not quite ready to say all that yet, she is getting there. Like, what we see here is definitive progress from an emotional standpoint. It's not fast progress. This is a harem manga. We're never going to get fast progress here. That's not really the point. But it is progress. And it's fun to see. And, you know, I'm a Nagi fan. I'm excited to see how their dynamic plays out from here. So yeah, all in all, I really love this chapter. There is the mystery of what exactly Sachi is talking about at the end and what's going on with the ducks and all that. But all in all, a really fun chapter. Can't wait to see what comes from here. How this is going to impact Nagi and Erika's relationship. How this might impact his relationship with Hiro, given that he loudly declared himself as Erika's fiancé in front of the entire school. How all of us will end up coming into play in further storylines. So with that said, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you'll enjoy the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!